Only 2 weeks until the NFL playoffs. Let's talk a little pigskin. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back to talk some more NFL football. You already heard it. We only have 2 weeks until the NFL playoffs. I'm excited to watch some playoffs this year. And speaking of playoffs, that's not what we just saw on Thursday night. That was an ugly game. The defenses played decent, I guess, but the offenses just looked terrible. Bad decisions, bad play calling, and just sloppy play on offense. So either way, my Seahawks got the win, but we did not win the bet. 0-1. We'll go over that, a quick recap in just a little bit. Still on a nice 11-6 run in the NFL, so let's try to stay hot. But I got some quick reminders. NFL Saturday. That's right. We got 3 games on Saturday for the NFL. That video will be coming out during the day on Friday, probably first half of the day on Friday. I'm going to preview each game and give you a best bet or 2 in each game as well. So stay tuned for that. This video is just on the Week 17 Sunday game bets. And then the NFL or NBA best bets video will be out for the Friday slate after this game video as well. So I'm ready to get into it. Of course, if you're looking for player props, anytime touchdowns, that video always comes out late Friday night. So we got a little change of pace today. That's right. No more dad joke today. We got a little guessing game for you guys. So here we go. Leave a comment below with who you think this is. This is the Name That NFL Player. He is a current NFL player. He has played for 4 teams. He's worn 2 different jersey numbers in his career. He has 5 Pro Bowls and 5 All-Pro teams. That's going to be tough, but leave a comment below. Let me know who you guys think it is, and we might make a contest out of this as well sometime, but we're going to do another one in the NBA video as well. So in this video, we're going to recap Thursday Night Football, that ugly, ugly game we just saw, and then we're going to go over the Week 17 trends. Those trends went 5-6 last week. They still have a winning record on the season. And then I'll give you my 3 best game bets for this weekend's games, and we'll wrap it all up with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome, positive community. And if you want to talk sports every day, that Discord link is below, and it's completely free, so come join us. I'm ready to get started, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. The 0-1 day on a terrible Thursday night game offensively. No player had more than, I think, 43 receiving yards for the Seahawks. Geno Smith didn't throw it a lot, didn't throw it well, and Smith and Jigba just didn't come anywhere close. It was just that kind of game. It was ugly all the way around. We take the 1 loss, still an 11-6 run. Hopefully that's just a little blip, and we have a great weekend. But there's the overall record, 137-130, up 7.24 units. We give the overall breakdown of our bets, as you guys know, every Sunday night for that Monday Night Football video. So that's what we got for the recap. And now it's time for the trends. All right, here it is. Page 1 of the trends. Like I said, 5-6 last weekend. This season, 192 if you just blindly tailed every trend. Last season, 115-81. But we start out with the Eagles, 11-4 against the spread in the second quarter this season. Philly, -2.5 in the second quarter, if you like that one. Bills, an NFL best, 12-3 to the team total over. 6-1 to the team total over at home. Their team total this weekend is 27.5. Las Vegas and New Orleans are combined 8-0 to the under in their last 4 games. That total is a low 38 points. Giants 0-8 ATS in the first half at home this season. If you like that, you take the Colts -4.5 in the first half. And then the Buccaneers 5-1 ATS following a loss this year. If you want to trust that the Bucs are going to bounce back after that loss to the Cowboys, you take the Bucs -7.5. And then the Titans are horrendous, 2-13 against the spread this season. Jacksonville -1. That's a simple one. Titans are pretty bad. Dolphins 7-1 to the under in their last 8 road games. That total is only 39.5. And then Vikings 1-6 ATS in their last 7 divisional home games. Green Bay +1. What a game we got there in the NFC North. And then Washington Commanders turned the ball over 5 times last week. Teams coming off a game where they committed 5 or more turnovers are 26, 45, and 3 ATS the next game. If you follow that trend, you take Atlanta +4. I know that one is a little bit wild. So that's page 1. That's going to go on the official trends record for what we keep. Now let's check out page 2. These are just some more numbers and info I wanted to get over to you guys. So take it for what it is, but some of it's just info I wanted to say just because I felt like sharing. So here we go. First one, since November 1st, the Panthers 6-1 ATS, the best in the NFL. Can't even believe that came out of my mouth. Titans now tied with the 07 Ravens for the worst ATS start by any team in the Super Bowl era. 2-13 ATS, like we mentioned. Josh Allen has now covered the second half spread in 9 straight games. He is 13-2 ATS in the second half. Only 2 teams have had 2 or fewer second half ATS losses in the last 20 years. Very impressive. Over the last 3 seasons, the Lions now are ridiculous 38-13-1 ATS in the first half, 75% clip. Anthony Richardson threw 11 times last week, but they scored 38 points and won the game. That's insane. That has only happened 3 other times in the last 15 years. All 3 of those teams lost against the spread and straight up the next game. Since starting 10-8 ATS, Mac Jones is now 8-21-1 ATS, and it's the worst mark of any NFL quarterback. The second worst is Will Levis. NFL or teams playing at home in Eastern time zone have played their previous game in the Pacific Standard Time Zone are now 95, 115, and 8 ATS the last 20 years, 45%. That would be the Jaguars. I think just the Jaguars, but I don't know. That stat is wild. I know. You can just throw that out if you want. I just wanted to share. So that's what I got for the Week 17 trends. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Cleveland, Ohio, where the Browns are hosting the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins -6.5. Total in this game is 39.5. What am I doing betting a Browns game? I have no idea. Ryan has no clue. He's not happy with me, but we're going to go, and we deserve a win in a Browns game. My best bet, give me the Browns team total under 16.5 for a half unit, -110 on FanDuel. Yes, this number is low, but you know what? This Browns offense is absolutely hot garbaggio. As you can see by the screenshot from Outlier, they are already under this in 10 of 15 games this season, averaging 16.33 points per game. In the 5 games that DTR, who will be their quarterback, in the 5 games he's played, he hasn't started all 5 of them. The Browns are under in 4 of those 5 games. Now, the Browns offense, they are bad on so many levels. First, DTR is one of the worst throwing quarterbacks I've ever seen. He just is. In the 3 games with 20-plus pass attempts he has, he's thrown for 115, 82, and 157. It is ugly. And his second half numbers, how about 1 touchdown and 8 interceptions? The Browns have lost all 5 second halves with DTR. He does not come out stronger in the second half. Cleveland has absolutely no running game at all. It's up to Jerome Ford with an injured and struggling O-line. Ford has broken 1 long run in each of the last 2 games for 62 and 66 yards. If you just take those 2 carries out, he has 16 carries for 48 yards in the last 2 games. So obviously he could get a long run, but I'm just saying overall he's just had 2 big ones and then nothing other than that. Miami's defense, we mentioned it before, this may be one of the best rush defenses in the entire NFL right now. Latest running backs versus Miami. How about Patrick Taylor for the 49ers? 8 carries, 24 yards. Joe Mixon, 12 for 23. Braylon Allen, 11 for 43. Josh Jacobs, 19 carries for 43 rush yards. It goes on and on and on. We've mentioned this before. Cleveland will not be able to run the ball in this game. The one weakness sometimes Miami can have is through the air. But they're facing a quarterback who can't throw versus NFL defense. I mean, he's probably pretty solid against those high school defenses, but not professional. It's pathetic. His passing line is around 170 for a reason. So I just like this one. Overall, this is a Browns team that has only scored more than 18 points 3 times out of 15 games. And now they have their worst quarterback they could. I mean, maybe Deshaun Watson was as bad as DTR, but I think he was even better. I would not bet this if Jameis Winston was the quarterback, by the way. So it's a big play on him. But they're now facing a solid Dolphins defense. I see both teams struggling a bit. I almost took the full game under as my best bet in this game. But I'm going to go the Browns team total. Just got to stay away from special teams, touchdowns, or big plays, Miami turnovers that set up easy points for the Browns and stuff like that. But that's my first best bet. Give me the Brownies under 16.5 points. And let's move on to bet number 2. All right, this second one takes us out to Buffalo, where the Bills host the New York Jets. Bills -9.5. Total in this one is 46.5. I'm going back with the team total. Give me the Bills. Team total over 27.5 for a half unit, -115 on DK. I'm doing half unit plays because it's the end of the year. Things get a little weird. I'll tell you what my worry is in this bet, but I still really love it. This Jets defense, let's talk about them first. They have really struggled on the road. In the last 5 games, they have given up an average of 29.4 points per game. Let's talk about those offenses they face. You think, okay, well, they're facing good teams. Nope. Jaguars, 25 points. Dolphins, 32. 26 before overtime. Then they got a touchdown. Cardinals, 31. Yuck. Patriots, they give up 25 points. Double yuck. Steelers, 37 points. It has been absolutely atrocious. The Bills offense, obviously way better than all of those offenses. But the Jets have given up 27.8 points per game on the road this season. That is nowhere near a good defense. It's the 4th most in the NFL compared to only 17 points per game given up at home. Big reasons why. Well, they've given up 229.1 passing yards per game on the road, only 141 at home. That's a huge difference. They're getting less pressure on the road as well, struggling more in the red zone on the road, giving up a touchdown on 60% of their opponent's drives. It's crazy. Now the Bills offense, as you can see by this outlier screenshot, they are over the 27.5 total in 11 of 15 games. They are averaging the second most points per game this season in the NFL, 31.3. We know they are awesome. They're coming off their worst offensive game of the season last week. They only scored 24 points. I expect a big time bounce back from Allen and these boys. Last week versus the Patriots was the only time all season they've scored less than 30 points in a home game. Less than 30 points in a home game. Only once. It was last week. That's crazy. Bills' running game has looked really good. James Cook, last two games, 11 carries for 100 against New England, 14 for 105 against the Detroit Lions. Here's my only worry on this one. The Bills don't have a lot to play for. Now, we've still got a couple weeks left. I don't see them mailing it in at all. I think they want to get back on track before the playoffs, especially offensively after last week. So it doesn't worry me too much, but it worries me just enough because the Chiefs have locked up that one seed now. So it's just something to think about. And really, in all these games, you got to think who's playing for what and all that kind of stuff. But I still like my chances. Give me the MVP, Josh Allen, and this explosive Bills offense to score 28 plus points for the 12th time in 16 games as my second best bet. All right, this third one takes us out to Philly, where the Eagles host the Dallas Cowboys. Eagles -7. Total in this game is 38.5. My best bet in this game, I'm just going simple. I'm not overthinking it. Give me the Eagles -6.5 at -120 on ESPN bet for a half unit. Yes, I'm taking it down from 7 to 6.5, eating a little bit more juice, but here's the deal. This game, we have one big question mark. We all know it. Jalen Hurts, questionable with a concussion, still not practiced. As of recording this on Thursday night, I actually don't think he plays, and I'm betting this, assuming that as well. If he does play, this is an absolute steal. But if he doesn't play, that means we're going to have Kenny Pickett. He looks like he's going to be good to go. He played fine last week. But it's a lot easier for a quarterback to have a whole week of practice with the first team, getting all those reps in and the game plan, as opposed to Jalen Hurts getting hurt in the first quarter and him just getting thrown into the game. So I think we're going to see a decent performance by him. And it helps when you have one of the best running games in the NFL, the best running back in the NFL behind you, a good offensive line. It's just going to be a pretty. I think they're not going to ask too much of him. I think they're going to make sure he just takes care of the ball like he did for the most part last week. And this Eagles team, they're still going to dominate in the trenches on both sides of the ball. I expect a good game from Saquon here. This is by far the superior team. Just because Jalen Hurts is questionable doesn't mean this Eagles team is all of a sudden even with the Cowboys or anything. They just had a tough loss versus Washington last week. It makes me like this even more. I think we see a great bounce back spot here. This is a top 10 defense in the Eagles versus the run and the pass. We know how good they can be. And the Cowboys, here's the deal. I know Jalen Hurts is out, but guess what might even be a bigger loss? Maybe not. Jalen Hurts is a quarterback, but CeeDee Lamb is out for the Cowboys. This team cannot move the ball without CeeDee Lamb. He is literally their entire offense. Rico Dowdle, Cooper Rush, and not many pass catchers are going to have to move the ball in Philly against this defense. I just do not see it. Yes, they beat the Bucs last weekend, which is why I like this spot even more. They just won on prime time, even though they just got out-yarded by 100 yards in that game. But CD had 7 catches for 105. Now they have to rely on Brandon Cooks, Jake Ferguson against this elite Eagles pass defense. I literally don't see how they move the ball. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. But almost thought about a Cowboys team total under as well. But I like the spot here. I'm not going to overthink it, even with Kenny Pickett. I think they're just too good of a team compared to what Dallas is putting out there right now. So give me the Eagles -6.5 as my third and final best bet. Any added plays will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. Again, these are all my game bets, and we'll be talking player props and all of the anytime touchdowns on Friday night. So before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. There it is. 3 bets so far, all a half unit, because I'm taking it easy on these game bets. A lot of moving pieces with playoffs and what teams are playing for what and all that kind of stuff. So Browns team total under 16.5, Bills team total over 27.5, and then the Eagles -6.5. Let's get some winners. Let's have a great week 17. We've been on a nice roll in the last couple weeks. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, help this channel. I appreciate it. And go check out the NBA Best Bets video for Friday as well. So thank you guys for watching. As always, hope you have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.